So this is a Bailey Unicorn Vigo. Just going to take you around the van, show you how it operates. Front of the van we've got a jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. At the front of the caravan on either side you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these legs or the ones at the back because it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You've then got your water pump connection, which very simply pulls out and pushes into the side of the van. The cover here locks the pump in place. You've then got the pickup pipe that drops down inside the ack roll, and you do need to make sure the pump is fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on, so you'd have to make sure this barrel is completely full prior to doing that. You've then got your heating and hot water flue. You never cover this up, you always leave it open as it is now. You never cover it up due to the reason it does essentially the same job as the flue on the side of your house. Next up we have the gas locker. You've got the regulator on the bulkhead here, and then you've got your, on top of the bottle, you've got your gas open and gas close valve. So gas open is gas on, gas closed is gas off. Then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover will demonstrate while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to the van leaving. Coming a little bit further down the side of the van, you've got your grey pipe work coming out the side of the van that drops down inside your waste master, and essentially this is where the waste water for the caravan comes out. So nothing to do with the toilet system here, it is just the two sinks and the shower on board the van that come through here. Go slightly further back again, you've got the toilet flush tank. You put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use, and you will need to keep an eye on the let, or need to keep topping this up while you're away, because every time you flush the loo it will drain that amount of water down. In the bottom here, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In this cassette, you need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your two wind down legs again. Then coming down the door side, you've got a storage locker for the back of the van. Your mains power supply coming into the side of the caravan, 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning, and a direct aerial connection from the caravan site you're on if you're on a super site. You've then got your two fridge vents, very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind the top flue you'll also find a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. You've then got your storage locker for underneath the beds at the front of the van, your gas barbecue point, and your wind down leg for this side of the van. Going on to the inside now. As you come in the door, on the right hand side you have your main control panel with your power switch on it. So you've got master power on and master power off. You've got your water pump run next to that, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've then got your interior lighting and your awning light for the outside of the caravan. You've then got your voltmeter for the battery on board the caravan, which is underneath the panel in the floor towards the bathroom area or underneath the bed. Your water pump, like I said, I'll come back to in a moment, and we'll demonstrate how to fill the system up. So underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, you will actually find, let's move the cushions out of the way, you will find a hot water tank. So at the back of the hot water tank, on the right hand side, you'll find your yellow drain down valve for the water system on board the caravan. To fill the water system up, that valve needs to be flat with the floor as it is at the moment. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all the water out of the system onto the floor underneath the caravan. So flat with the floor prior to filling the system up. Once you've got the yellow valve underneath the seat, flat with the floor, you can come over to the taps. Open up the taps completely on the hot side of the water system, then come over to your control panel by the door and turn on the water pump. Once the water system is completely filled, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan on the hot side of the water system. Once you're at that point, you can shut all of the taps back off and you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So that's where the little silver control panel comes in, just here on the wall of the van. So we're going to turn it on the button on the left hand side here. As you can see, it's loading up at the moment. We're then going to press the menu button. and it'll take us into the options for the caravan. At the top here, you've got minus or plus for your room temperature. We're going to turn this all the way down because I don't think we need this on at the moment. Turn it down. Below that then, you've got your room water temperature for the caravan. You've got water on and water boost when you're showering on board the caravan, so when this bar is completely lit up. Like I said, it is water boost. Just going to leave that on so it warms up for when you come into the van. Below that, you've got the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Now, if you're not sure what to set this to, we do advise you ask the site office on your holiday. You have the option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts to run the heating and hot water on. Obviously, the more power you run through the heating and hot water system, the more efficient it's going to be. However, some sites will only allow you to use 1 kilowatt, or some may use you to use the 3 kilowatts option there. But if you ask the site office, like I said, they will be able to advise you of this. If you want to run the heating and hot water on gas, you hit the gas option here at the bottom. If it ignites on gas, this symbol here is going to go green, as it has now. And if it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to go gas fail at the bottom of the screen to let you know it has failed to ignite. Now, where this cog symbol is on the bottom right hand side, you do have some advanced options for the heating and hot water system. But for these, we do advise you read the manual fully prior to operating any of these. So in the front of the caravan, there should be, or on the seat of the caravan, there should be a book pack to explain how all of this works. If you ever want to turn the heating and hot water off, you just press the power button here on the bottom left hand side, and it will isolate the power to the Aldi heating and hot water control system. I'm going to come over to the fridge now. The fridge, again, is very straightforward to use. So on the front of the fridge, when you open the door up, you'll see this control on the top left hand side. The first option you see is 240 mains power. Now, if you want to use the 240 mains, you need to make sure you connect it to the power on site prior to operating this, and then it will allow you to use the fridge as a household conventional style fridge. On the right hand side then, you've got your temperature control. The coldest setting being the setting on the narrowest point here, and the coldest setting being the wider point on the left hand side here. If you want to run the fridge on 12 volts, you can also do that, so you need to select the 12 volt battery. However, the 12 volt battery is not the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. It is simply the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with. So if you connect to the you would need to be connected to the car at the front of the caravan. Now, like I said, it is not the 12 volt supply from on board the caravan, it is just from the car. You would need to have the correct connection on your car and it be wired up correctly for this to operate. If you are using the 12 volt to chill the fridge, you do not need to have the control panel turned on inside the door. You can have this turned off. You just need to connect to the car, make sure the car is running, come inside and select the 12 volt mode. Now we're going to go on to the gas mode. Gas mode is very simple to use. You spin the dial to the bottom here. You hold in the temperature control with the gas bottle turned on and hit the igniter at the same time. Once the fridge is ignited on gas, this little red line that you see here will come round into the green, but once it is in the green, you'll need to continue holding in the gas valve, and I do advise you have it on the coldest setting so it allows the most amount of gas through. You'll continue to hold it for around 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve at that point. You then keep an eye for a further, or you go off and do the other parts that you need to do, other bits and pieces you need to do on the caravan. Then just come back and just make sure this red line is still in the green. If it's not, go through the igniting process again and continue to hold the valve in for 20 seconds rather than 5 to 10 seconds. Also, if you want to hear it running, you should be able to hear it running through the vent at the back, and you should hear like a roaring noise, which allows you, is like essentially the gas burner working inside the fridge. Next up, we've got the microwave, hob, grill and oven. Now the hob has an electric ring on it, and the microwave also works on electric, so if you're not on mains power, either of these will work. The microwave is an eco microwave, so you need to hit the eco button here for the microwave to wake up. If you don't press the button, you'll have no mains power coming into the caravan itself. So as you can see, when the camera clears up, hit the eco button and the microwave comes back on here. The rest of the hob works on your gas as you'd expect it to, with your igniter on the front like a standard household hot cooker essentially and hob. Last thing we go through this particular caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. In the bathroom, you have an electric flush on the toilet just here. Toilet has a red indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience. However, when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, it needs to be pointing towards the sink itself. Then below the toilet, you have your grey waste handle. So the grey waste handle, when you're not using the toilet, needs to be in the central position. This will also allow you to remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan. And then when it's in the pushed open position, it will allow the waste into the cassette underneath the van. So that is the Bailey Unicorn Vigo. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Just so you know, when you do come into the caravan, underneath the table is also your table and the carpets for the caravan itself. Thank you again. Bye bye.